There we go. Okay.
Dive.
All right, the button has been hit and the light has turned green. We are all set and ready to go for another Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming as we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. I am, as always, Bograt.
I am the Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
And there is nothing else of importance going on today.
Nope. Certainly not.
It's why the 0 people are here.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's chatting Carl.
Yep.
I think she became an ace. She became an ace while we were rounding them.
Yep.
Yeah. She had like a dispatch mission which got her the necessary score.
Need like 150 between the three of them.
Yes, 150 between all three Ray Earth people. But we have until chapter 9 to get that, so.
Yeah.
Is it just the girls or all Ray Earth people?
I think just the girls.
I think it's just the girls. Also, it doesn't matter because you're not, like, whatever default score the other people come with is what we get to add if that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is just Hikaru Fuunumi, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I noted it as Ray Earth because I don't care about the other characters'
oh, no, that's
existence.
perfectly fair.
Yeah.
But it's like the other characters at this point will be dealing with like 40 scores.
Yeah.
So
Also, I don't know if we even get the other characters before that point.
that's entirely possible.
Yes, we do. We do get them before chapter 9. I can guarantee you that.
They are so insignificant, I don't pay attention to when they show up.
That's fair.
By chapter 9, you're basically just getting upgrades. Let's see. She has 60.
I really need to
obviously.
rewatch Ray Earth. It has been a long time. Oh god, it's been over 20 years.
Okay, we're done. We have over 150 between the three of them.
And it is specifically Hikaru, Umi, and Fu.
Yeah. Okay, so they're not an issue. What was the other numbers?
Mazinger 180.
Specifically, it was...
The Mazinger, Koji, Tetsuya, and Shiro.
Okay.
All of the Mazinger boys.
$39, 41, that's 80. So you need 100. Okay.
Yeah, basically. Ernie needs 100 by chapter 9, but that's just going to happen.
He's almost got 100 now.
Yeah, like, we need 60 on Duke Fire, which is going to be just carryover from,
From Jay Decker.
Jay Decker, which,
okay,
yeah.
he needs 4 more kills.
We need 80 total between Gridman, Jay Decker, and Build Tiger, by which I mean we're already done.
Yes.
And USA needs 50, which we not done earlier.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I have noted for now. I did not get a chance to actually go through and check for any others, but if any others we do need aren't going to be anytime soon, so.
No, it's fair.
Yeah.
Certainly a noise.
Yes, the Gridman...
Get 80 score between people, and Richard can have 80 right now at this moment. Gridman's one of them, and we're using all three.
We're not using Build Tiger.
We're not using Build Tiger.
but yeah.
We're using 2 of the 3.
But yes, get 50 or 80 or more kills between Gridman, Jay Decker, and Build Tiger by Chapter 5 is possibly the most non-actual
Are
objective
you
in the
actively
game.
not using them?
Yeah.
Even then, if you went like space routes, there's a good chance they'll have that score anyways, because they're Earth route starters.
Even if we somehow weren't using Gridman, Jay Decker already has it.
Well, and like, if I go through with my no protagonist suit playthrough, I might get there. Like, I might have trouble with it, but even then, I'm probably still going to be using
use
Build
Build
Tiger and
Tiger.
Super Build Tiger because it is actually one of the better secondary units.
Oh god.
Hey, it's Zoltan.
Yep.
Zoltan!
That's a name I expect out of an older MST3K episode.
Oh, defeat the evil wizard Zoltan.
Shiv, back me up. Zoltan looks kind of like a Drakari, right?
He wouldn't be out of place. You're correct. Make his ears a bit more pointy and you're golden.
Yes.
Zoltan is, hey, remember we made Char clones? And Full Frontal was the sane one?
I hate that.
Not wrong.
I know it's not wrong. That's why I hate it. Fucking rude. Guys, he's right there. He can hear you. That's right, they got the numbers advantage. So many moving targets that won't do shit for you. Actually, that's not true. The Shrikes actually... They all got a raw deal because Tomino. But they were actually some of the more competent
Yeah, they were known as an
pilots in the
actual
series.
effective mobile suit team and could fight grunts for the most part of the little issue.
Yeah. Yes, most of the Shrike's deaths were either they ended up going up against like a Zanskar ace, or they were in circumstances which did not allow them to really properly fight back, such as having to hold up the launch platform.
Yep, holding up the mass driver, trying to disarm a bomb.
Yeah. Like,
I think literally the first one's the only one who dies to a grunt. And it's just like a lucky hit as she also gets a kill.
yeah.
Oh no, the new type sound effect.
Which, I mean, again, some random Xeon soldier fucking murdered Amuro with a bazooka, so.
I want that represented in a Super Robot Wars game. The Char from that universe is like,
They-
look, guys,
they
I
never
don't know what the
will.
fuck happened. That's true. There's a whole bunch of other shit in that in those novels they'd have to acknowledge, and fuck that.
Well, it's very, very specifically in Super Robot Wars games. They basically respect the Gundam canon decision of anything that has an anime. The anime version is the canon version.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't want the Char from that. I want the Kai from that.
It's why, like, for instance, the stuff in here is from narrative and not Phoenix hunting. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a Kai who has threatened to kill Char if he ever sees him again.
like the closest we ever get is we get some units from Beltorchika's children, but they never actually do the story from Beltorchika's children.
Yeah,
they
no,
just
it's
do the
fair.
units.
I mean, you're dealing with conflicting storylines at that point. You wouldn't want that.
I still want to know if they're going to like even address it at all in the Hathaway movies,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be a very good question.
because the ending of the novel version that Hathaway's Flash like manga takes off of is literally the exact opposite of how the CCA ends.
Yep.
I would say they could do, like, obviously, as we said, they stick to the anime canon.
Yes.
I mean, but given that, like, even the characters who aren't specifically from this universe are pulled from other worlds that are similar, they could do a similar thing if they want to do novel versions or manga versions, but they don't do that.
Well, they
Yeah.
could, but again, so the whole thing is like Gundam in and of itself has a thing
Yeah,
where
well, canon of
basically
the anime.
the anime canon supersedes any other canon. So like stuff that doesn't necessarily directly contradict the anime canon
fine.
is still perfectly fine within canon. Anything that is a manga or light novel or whatever version of something that has an anime version, the anime version is considered the canon version, and Super Robot Wars sticks to that rule as well. Because again, it's still Bandai Namco. It's it's their fucking rule. They're not going to violate it.
I'm more just addressing the like, well, it would conflict with the existing stuff. It's like, well, they're using alternate worlds anyway.
Yeah, I'm not.
But they stick with the canon.
Yeah, I would never argue, oh, they won't do it because it'll conflict with the existing stuff. They won't do it because they have the rule about Gundam that the anime version is canon where there is, where there is a conflict between a manga or light novel version. The anime version is considered the straight canon, which also does really weird things now that we have the, like, Char's backstory arc of Gundam the Origin having been animated, which actually conflicts in many ways with stuff from 0079.
You could have two parallel canons for certain things. Like, I do want to see them. I wish the cowards would just adapt the origin.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I think...
I don't think they will, but I wish they would.
Yeah, like, it would absolutely be a great thing if they would actually adapt the Origin to anime. Like, as much as I really want them to get past and stop touching the fucking 1 Year War, I think we are at a point where revisiting it, especially through the way that the Origin does the 1 Year War, and specifically, like, the events of 0079, would actually be beneficial, if nothing else, then because, like, at this point, actual 0079 is best watched by doing the, like, 3 movies.
Yeah.
But even then, it still suffers a lot from, like, because, like, I mean, if you try to watch the original series, you very quickly realize, like, oh, right, I forgot this series is, like, roughly 1/3 Monster of the Week bullshit.
Yep.
And then the movies cut out most of that, but even then, like, you can tell there's stuff that has been, like, cut and they kind of pasted in little filler stuff to try and stitch it back together. And it just, like, it's definitely better and it's more watchable as the 3 movies, but it still, like, just kind of suffers. Whereas the Origin really just fully revises it and makes it much more focused and a much tighter sort of storytelling of the events of the 1 Year War as they involve the white base.
Very much grounds it too. There is a much clearer logistical path.
Yeah,
the
say
white base
also,
takes.
also solves the white base not, like, crossing the Earth back and forth like 6 times
Yeah.
for no
Yeah.
fucking reason other than I don't think Tomino understood geography.
It changes all of the cities to real world cities. So instead of being New York, he set up in like Karma set up in Beverly Hills.
Okay, in all fairness, I'm pretty sure the New York thing or Nyaku is not an intentional, like, oh, we're trying to dodge it being a real city. I think it was literally just them not being able to say fucking New York.
But also, incidentally, putting him on the West Coast for the whole thing does make for a cleaner path of the white base.
Yes.
And things.
But I'm just saying, like, because, like, I've heard the thing about, like, oh, well, New York, they were trying to dodge it being New York. And
No,
it's like,
no,
okay,
they weren't.
but they used Jaburo and Dakar and other actual
Yeah.
real cities.
Yeah.
Like, no, they tried to transliterate New York as the Japanese understand the pronunciation, and it came out as New York.
Yeah, that was always my understanding when I watched it. Was just like, no, it's the real world. It's just,
Yeah, that's fandom can be stupid.
of course.
I was gonna say they
Silent
did,
Hill 2 wiki says hi.
it's like I'm fairly certain they didn't even stick with that spelling of it in translated media. I'm fairly certain Journey to Jaburo called it New York.
Most later things did. It's just in the original, like, anime when they did the translation, they did, I think they did New York when
Yeah.
they did the actual, like, dub or whatever. But it was just like, it was still like, no, it's very clearly supposed to just be New York.
I mean,
like,
Journey
it
to
was just
Jaburo came out around the same time as the
Even though
dub.
naturally it doesn't look like any New York I've ever seen.
No.
I mean, in fairness, the Beverly Hills in the Origin doesn't exactly really look like LA either.
It does look a little more though, at least the parts we see.
It looks like everybody's understanding of LA who has never actually been to Los Angeles.
Exactly.
Like, that's what it really is. Like, it looks like Los Angeles via media representations of Los Angeles.
I do like
Fair.
that you can pinpoint things though. Like now we know Amuro was born in Baja California,
Yep.
Rosarito.
Yeah, he was literally born in Rosarito. Grew up there.
So we could start placing people in a little more tangible world. And as you hinted at, the best thing is them switching the order of Operation Odessa and Jaburo.
Yes.
Jaburo always felt a little shoehorned in at the end of the You know,
Yeah, it definitely makes sense for Jaburo to have happened first.
because then Odessa is supposed to be what pushes Zeon off the Earth.
Yeah, the idea being like, oh, Jaburo, they had such a huge expenditure of resources to try and do the attack on Jaburo that they were then basically like, well, we can't actually continue operations on Earth. Like, we're going to take one last swing at Odessa. And then Odessa fucks up and they're like, we're out, we're going to space. They can have the planet. We're going to space.
Just having seen what they've done with something originally as schlocky and drecky as Cooper Doan's Island makes me wish they would just do the whole series.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that is another commentary for all our no viewers. If you have not actually watched the movie of Kukurudone's Island, which
So
is
good.
basically it is essentially a lost episode that got reanimated into a film, but not in the way that like the compilation films of '79 were mostly the original animation with some stuff stitched in. This is like they just redid it from the ground up and did it as a whole film that takes place during the time period that it would have been 0079. It is an excellent film, and also goes right up there on the list of how fucking terrifying it actually is to face a Gundam, especially if you're on foot.
Yeah.
It is.
They
As
also
we talked about before in other Gundam stuff we've done, but like it is probably the best representation of just the terror of a General Zeon soldier seeing the Gundam.
Yeah.
Not to mention they let Makuve be nuke crazy again after that got retconned out by the films.
Yes, they did let Makuve be nuke crazy.
And then-
But yeah, just like the
Places it nicely instead of early in the series, they place it like right as part of Operation Odessa. White
Yeah.
Base has to stop and deal with this side mission.
But yes, it is very good, very interesting, like does a really good job of storytelling. And yeah, like extremely a case of like, oh, all of a sudden I actually get how terrifying it is. Even if you're in a fucking mobile suit, how just terrifying it is for the Gundam to suddenly be there. Just like, oh fuck. And like triply so if you're not in a mobile suit.
Yeah.
Also, we get the wonderful argument between Sayla and Slugger Law about riding people.
Yep.
I so desperately want his up mission.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I just realized Kukurudone's Island fits better in the origin story pathing because they have Slager before Odessa.
I feel like it's a pretty solid chance that when they were doing that, they did intend for it to fit in with the origin version.
Yeah, I mean it specifically doesn't fit in with the regular TV series with otherwise because Odessa takes place before they get to Jaburo, which is where they get Slager. Like that didn't even pop into my head until just now.
Oh, yeah. They're also wearing their, like, origin uniforms and a bunch of other things, so yeah.
Yeah, it's very definitely like the movie version is absolutely intended to be within the origin canon.
I still need to both finish reading Origin and watching Origin.
Yeah. Also, not for nothing, but God, the suit designs in Origin are so good.
Yeah.
If nothing else, the shoulder cannons. I absolutely love the way they handled like shoulder cannons in the Origin versus original 0079. They just make more sense as like systems actually tied into a suit and not just we stuck a bazooka on a mount on top of this thing's shoulder.
I know some people got a little pissy about it, like, completely doing mobile suit development in a different way from the original, like, Gundam Bible, but,
Whatever.
Gundam's tech tree don't make sense anyway.
Yeah, it's like I'm sorry. Does this interrupt your world where there are fucking 85 Gundams during the 1 year war?
Instead, you get 85 gun cannon variants.
Which makes more sense, honestly.
It's an earlier mobile suit, yes. As reflected in its actual, like, number. Its model number was always, like, kind of a head scratcher if they were all supposedly built at the same time.
Yes.
They just make an interesting story out of Mobile Suit Development, which is kind of nice. And they make Robber Raw part of it, which is great.
Still the only Xeon officer I don't despise.
I mean, if you want Ramba Raw working against the zombies, there's the origin.
Yeah.
At least early on in the flashback arc.
I have issues with your opinion there. Dozel Zabi is a goddamn hero.
Okay. True, Dozel.
Tozel. Big lunk. Look, man.
Dozel Zabi is a goddamn hero who had the misfortune to be born into the worst family.
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's fair.
He could have been a big, gentle giant.
And he did specifically go out to fight so that
Yeah, so
other
that
people could
everybody
get
on
away. Yep.
everybody on the station could get out of there, including his own family. But it's just
Yep.
like all of his soldiers, all that. He's just like, no, I'm going out in the big Zom. Nobody come fight with me. You all get the fuck out.
Yep.
That said, the origin throws a huge wrinkle in that, showing that Nozosabi is directly involved with the colony gassing.
Yeah.
That said,
Who
that's
hasn't gassed a call? Wait.
again, comes right back to shouldn't have been raised in this family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gas one colony.
Look, if your older brother takes a comparison to Hitler as a favorable thing, family's a little fucked.
Yeah.
The origin does give us one of the best moments where he does like face down like the Federation troops who are going to like who are on his colony. Yeah, fucking shit up. Goes over there and says like, "Hey, like stop it! There are kids on that
Yeah.
tank."
Like
Pops every stitch that he has and bleeds everywhere because he's so angry.
Yep.
It freaks everyone out.
I mean, genuinely, my favorite thing of Dozel in the origin is him just fucking no-selling a car bomb.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. The thing that gave him said injury.
Yeah.
He popped open.
And killed his brother, who didn't exist until the origin.
No, his brother existed. Sasoro has always been in the Gundam Bibles, but not anywhere else.
Okay.
Or Cicero, depending on who you ask. I think Cicero makes more sense, but Sasoro is what we're going with now.
So sassy.
Sasoro is a shit. The origin is correct in age, because it makes sense. He's the second son. But there's like weird art of him floating around, of him cradling the body of a dead child, which I can only assume is filthy Xeon propaganda to make it seem more sympathetic.
Probably.
As opposed to Sasoro, who again was in charge of the propaganda arm of the zombies.
Here, hold on to this dead child for a second. It's six
Yeah.
figures.
No, what's happening? Sasoro was a shit, though. He was killed by a bigger shit.
I mean, to be fair, most of the zombies were shits.
I don't know what you're talking about. Old man clearly didn't have control over everyone. Poor old man Digi, you lumpy little man.
And left to be killed by your own brother or your own son.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'd say the only two
killed by your own
zombies.
son for daring to try and make a peace agreement.
Yeah, I know, right?
The only two zombies who weren't utter pieces of shit
I mean,
were Dozel, as we discussed, with the exception of Origin's gassing colony.
Even then, like he goes through with it, but it's extremely like he was ordered to do it and does immediately express remorse for the fact that he just slaughtered millions of
that
innocent.
said,
Yes.
he does argue with, he definitely argues the fuck out of it with Rama Ral, who
Yes.
refuses to go through with it.
Yes,
But
but I mean, he
The
makes
gassing of the colony was going to happen.
well. It was going to happen, and B, he does kind of make the point that's like the intention of that was, if we do this, it will break their spirit, it will end the war, it will save 10 times the number of lives it's going to cost to do this. Which is not a good argument by any means,
No.
but you can at least understand it.
Yeah.
The second it doesn't, though, cooler head should have gone, wait a minute, maybe murdering a bunch of fellow space force
Yeah.
isn't a way to get us behind our cause?
Yeah, and the other one is Garma, who is
No,
more like-
Garma is awful. Garma is a piece of shit. Garma is absolutely a piece of shit.
Gynoligma.
Look, there is so much interesting homoeroticism between Garma and Char. If Char had any genuine feelings for him, he probably could have convinced him to run away from the military.
I mean, he was literally going to get away from the military for what was her name?
Oh, for Isolina.
Yeah, Isolina.
Was he, or was he just going
Yes.
to take a wife? And no, that's right. That's
No,
right.
he
did
was
say-
he was
did
like,
tell her.
I would like leave not just the military but my entire family.
For Isolina.
Yeah,
So it's like-
in fairness, it's real easy to say that shit. It's less easy to actually go through with it. I doubt Garma would have actually done it, is the thing. See, the difference between Dozel and Garma is Garma never actually saw anything wrong with any of the shit his family did.
Yeah, fair.
Dozel, especially within the origin, multiple times was like, they're fucking horrible, but they are my family. Like, what am I supposed to do? Garma was just like, no, Big Brother Garen is great.
Fair.
Like,
Should have taken more red units.
Dozel is the one who should have tried to kill off members of his own family.
Oh, we got a red unit right there.
Yeah,
Heat
cell.
begins in the background.
Yeah, I can't get him there.
Yeah, it's range 4 on Getter Beam.
Also, I already attacked with him, so.
Like, to be fair, it has been a long time since I've watched original novels at Gundam, and like I said, I never finished reading Origin.
yeah,
I think
no.
I only read like the first 2 or 3 books.
No, like genuinely, Garma doesn't like being in the military, and like does he would leave I'll leave my family because they wouldn't agree with me marrying Isolina, but he wouldn't leave his family because he disagrees with what they're doing on any sort of philosophical level.
Fair.
He's totally on board with what the Principality of Zeon is doing.
Well, just to put it as Char did, put a glass of whiskey in my. Imagine this: I'm sitting at a bar. He was a spoiled kid. That's why.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Blame it on the misfortune of your birth.
Yeah,
Oh God, what a line! was
That's
that before they died.
such a great fucking line, too.
That's something you tell to someone in a Shakespearean play before you
it
stab them.
is my second favorite of the who should you blame for this tragedy lines. The best, of course, being blame yourself or God.
Yes. Another person who's a miserable piece of shit. Not saying I don't blame him for half the shit he says or does,
Absolutely.
but still.
Delita is making the best of a truly bad situation.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Like, there is scarcely imaginable a worse situation to find yourself thrust into in that setting. And he's just doing whatever he can to, make it not truly miserable for everyone directly around him.
I'm really hoping the rumors that that's getting a remaster port for modern consoles is true.
That would be cool. The one thing I would want to see from any remake, remaster, anything is I would like the War of the Lions translation, because I actually do like the War of the Lions translation. I would like the War of the Lions translation, but they restore the casting speeches.
Yeah.
The random chance of when you cast a spell, you actually get the little dialogue of them doing the actual chant, because that was, to me, one of the big losses of the War of the Lions remakes.
Yeah, no, I'm all on board with that.
I thought those were just really cool little tiny flavor things of oh, it's not just I throw this rock in the air and a lightning bolt comes down. There's actually a ritual involved to it. It's one of the only times we really see that in any Final Fantasy, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even sure why they ruined it for the War of the Lions remakes.
The reason they were not in the War of the Lions is literally a space issue.
Okay.
They had to make cuts here and there to allow for space because they added the little sort of sketchbook cutscenes.
Yeah.
And it was still a PSP game, which means
Yeah.
it did not have significantly more room than like a PlayStation 1 disc did.
I don't know what we're talking about. It was just as big as you could fit it on a.
SD card.
So it was extremely a case of like they had to make cuts here and there, and it turns out cutting 20 or 30 dialogue boxes does actually save you a little bit of room.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's also why a thing a lot of people don't notice, but there are actually like roughly half as many sound effects in War of the Lions as there are in the original Tactics, because a lot of them got condensed down. Because, like, for instance, the actual killing or knocking somebody else out on the battlefield, they're like "Grrr" sound. There are actually like 3 or 4 different variations of that sound in the original, but there's only one in War of the Lions.
Yeah. That
Take
one.
take your pick. That's not a front mission, basically.
Yeah.
And then New Wings and the Second Coming of Zero are actually story advancement missions. So anything other than those, and then the front missions, which we should probably do off stream after this one.
If we want to. I mean, they're not even.
I mean, I'm just saying, just for the sake of getting some resources, because we are still trying to get caught up on money to boost everybody's stats. We are getting to the point where we're probably going to want to. I think we're most of the way through getting everyone weapon level 3, but we're going to want to finish that off at the very least.
Yeah,
But we're going to start lagging behind soon.
we'll check after this. I forgot to buy anything, but it's not a big deal.
It's also worth noting that in this game, upgrading to 150 and 200 also unlocks additional.
Yes, they do have extra bonuses at
full
that.
custom
Those.
unlocks.
Yep.
Oh, for the yeah.
Yeah, you get extra
Yeah, you
selection
get
from the full
another
custom list
selection
every
from the
time.
list, yeah.
Every 50% basically.
Yeah.
So it is worthwhile to do. It's just also hellaciously expensive.
It does get
Yeah.
more expensive every single level. Yeah.
I mean, the further you get in the game, the less money becomes a factor, but it's more of a limiter for early to mid game.
Yeah.
There are also bosses that show up in the front missions. I don't know if they'll show up in regular fights later on.
I do not believe there are any unique bosses to the front missions.
No.
I do know that at least one of them that does show up in another mission will comment on fighting you in the front
Yes.
missions beforehand if you fought them.
Yes, but it's a change of like one
Yeah,
line.
it's like a single dialogue change.
There are a lot
It
of
is-
dialogues we're not getting because of various.
It is not worth us spending the time actually going through the front missions on stream just to show those off.
Oh, right, you're unemployed. This is literally your mission.
Makes sense.
Sure. Yes, our unique enemy for Super Robot Wars 30, those guys. They have a name, but damned if I remember what it is.
Chickens.
They remind me of the Zentradi gun pods, I think they were called. Little ostrich-looking things. Just more sharp points on them.
Yeah, design-wise, they do got a little bit of like Garwalk energy.
Yeah.
Feels kind of like, what if we just stuck arms and legs on the center part of a jet?
This has been your Daily Gunner Beam. We now return you to regular Super Robot Wars. Oh no, it's static cling. Or that thing.
Why, that's Valdor, Constantine Valdor, the first head of the Eptos Custodians.
No, you have to say the whole name.
This game is now taking a weird. Do you want me to find the page of the whole name?
No.
I'm on it.
No, oh God.
This game has been taking a significant turn for the worse.
We've introduced the 40k universe,
It's
yes.
the 40k universe.
I mean, also, let's be real here. If Constantine Valdor is our enemy, we're all fucking dead.
Almost certainly.
Yes, I'm pretty sure on foot he could take care of every single one of these giant robots.
That was before he became whatever the fuck he is now.
The King in Yellow. Or the Amber King, I forget which. You'd be mistaken for thinking that that train is a dodgy unit. It's actually a tanky unit that can't be hit.
Negative dodgy unit.
No, it's just that dodgy.
Oh, he hit the train.
He hit the train, and he still did nothing because it's also a heavy armored unit. It just also has a high mobility.
Well, I haven't found Constantine Valdor's full name, but I did find Cetra's.
His full name is also.
Such as full name is hilarious, and we'll save that for a better occasion.
Cetra's full name is someone pulled out of the thesaurus.
At some point, we'll talk about Tomb Kings, and that will absolutely be a thing. Let's see.
And I'm pretty sure that the insanely long Cetra's full name thing also still includes and other titles.
It might or might not.
Yes, the only time it was ever fully documented, it does end with "and many, many more." Yeah. And yes, it's probably good that I didn't find Constantine Valdor's full name. It would take probably the rest of the stream to read it out.
Not that long. It's just on a page in a book.
His full name is 1,932 words.
nothing over there. Oh, there we go.
Area boot.
Ah, pre-evolution. Oh wait, we have you here. You're ugly and your mother dresses you funny. Let's see.
There you go. Yeah. Sorry. Here, I'll move some of this away.
敵は根こそぎ潰させていただきます。イカルガの力を見せる時です。全力全開でいきましょう。
Underachieving. Needs more swords.
Yeah.
I've upgraded my machine. How'd you upgrade my machine? I gave it 4 more arms.
イカルガ突撃。
All right, so I need Fawn Sparks music from Cross Race.
狙いはいいのですが、それだけです。
That's what he gets for trying to be so grubby with the Shota. I have Volta Speed, I have lots and lots of spirits.
You know, Kenichi, I appreciate the power of the attack. You have to shout, "Eat my balls" every time you throw it.
Okay, you've gone. Okay, you've gone. Did I lose somebody over here? Yes. Okay.
Let's say you just use bumper as a cycle.
I appreciate the attempt, Shiv, but it won't stick. I've told Vince that like 4 times.
See, I'll persist. Okay. It's one of the longest battles we've had simply because this boss is that tanky. Where is Morale on the screen? I'm not seeing it.
Right side.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Dawn.
Okay, somebody has analyzed. Everyone, dodge! I should have the ammo count on this thing.
Ammo weapon. Isn't often in fights long enough to need to fire more than twice, but
No. care. Within some way you can kill at range. Yes. We can do kill it. Yes. That's the best we're gonna do on that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of cards. No, we have not stopped Valdor. There's still more missions for this train.
Yeah, I mean, it's even listed as the pre-evolution version.
Yeah.
No. We don't have the budget, so we have to take our word for it.
I mean, I know how we can stop them from evolving.
You hit the B button.
Exactly.
And him in Everstone.
Well, he'd never start in that case.
I am excited for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun time watching you guys die to Wobbuffets on Route 1.
I mean, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Not actually under his control. I just don't like you. Your mistake. Going out for SIGs. Woo!
Guys, finally back from getting the milk.
Guys?
That was really fucking good.
It's I, the Diva Demon, who is behind everything.
It is us, the developers of Dead by Daylight.
You leave behavior out of this like they
Actually,
do.
it's just that damn fairy, and she's fucking with you.
Okay, I know how to solve this. So we need to remove the heart from the younger self of your dad from the past. Put it in a
no.
box.
No.
Then, if you remember him in the future, you'll be able to bring him back to that point in time.
Then you microwave a banana.
But you have to make sure that you have a very specific tube television in the floor underneath your lab.
No, we did 3 on all the weapons.
I think I'm going to
Okay.
follow the zero system methodology here and just don't.
Don't. How do we get out of this time loop?
No.
Just don't. Don't go in.
skip for now, but favorites.
The Zero system says stay out of the time hole, idiot.
How do we stop this time loop that happens every time I hop in this wormhole?
I like to imagine in that particular Super Robot Wars, the Zero system just has the voice of the annoyed computer from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Tactics training is probably not a bad one to go down. Makes our EXC go further.
Yeah. That is high on my list. I have 6 currently.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh. Let's see if I can find the Observe DVD real fast.
I do wish it would just tell you where she is.
There she is.
MXP is still...
Yeah.
Like, we could use the PP, but, like, not really as much in demand as the MXP, which is just outright going to get us better stuff overall. Could be out drifting alone in space somewhere.
With a dog and two other kids.
Yes, thank you, Yona, for pointing out that people die if you kill them. Okay, all seriousness, Michelle. The Phoenix being operated by the zombie / ghost of a new type child is like not even in the top 5 most interesting things we've encountered this week. We don't care.
Also, technically, it's Phoenix.
Yes, it is Fenix after the demon from the Ars Goetia. But yes, it's Phoenix too. It's Phoenix. It's designed like a phoenix.
I mean, also, like, the pronunciation of that demon from the Ars Goetia.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
4 different ways to pronounce it.
Yes.
There's a cool fucking line from Amuro.
Well, this is a great section here. They're like, I'm gonna go talk off to Jonah about what's going on. Amuro just busts in and it's like, hey, don't let the dead consume you.
I know.
I was like, it seems there's been a
We're
miscommunication.
having a private meeting. Yeah, that's fucking nice.
Yes, there's been a miscommunication here. It seems there has, so let me be clear with you. Don't let the dead consume you, Michelle.
We were having a private meeting. No, you weren't. Again, one of those things I just fucking love about like the Super Robot Wars games being this just like slammed together match, because you get moments like that where it's like it's really fucking hilarious how many problems can be solved within a given series. Like, especially within like UC Gundam stuff. If you would just like, if Amuro had been there to just be like, you don't want to do this, believe me. I've seen how this goes. Or in some instances, Char being like, this is not a good idea, trust me.
Also, in
I mean, you
regard,
can do that perfectly at this point in this game as well. Hi, Char, what do you want to tell me? I want to tell you something very important. Listen to me for a second. As I, master of fuck-ups,
Yeah.
I'm here to warn you about something. You should probably fucking listen.
in regards to the idea of Phoenix versus Phoenix, it's obviously Phoenix because the other two RX suits are the Unicorn and the Banshee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is supposed to be Phoenix. They just spelled it like the demon from the Ars Goetia.
That, or alternatively, it came here through a dimensional portal. Is actually an Iron
Bio suit. Yes.
I mean, additionally, I'm pretty sure she calls it the Phoenix later on in this mission.
They go back and forth between
Yeah,
the two.
like
from what I
she's
remember,
both Phoenix
yeah.
and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Supposed to be the Phoenix, but someone made a typo when they were naming the suit.
That's obviously a reference to Demolition Man. Phoenix!
I do also love that 90% of this game is Char doing the I think you should leave bit. Just like, I used to be a real piece of shit.
Used to.
No, this baby knows. It can tell.
All right, remember one everyone? We're
won't
serving
let you-
steaks in the mess hall today. Do not let Char in.
They won't let you order a colony drop anymore, but they won't stop you from ordering an abandoned colony in a glass of water.
They can stop you from ordering an Axis drop, but they can't stop you from ordering a meteor and an atmosphere. No, he's right. I used to be a piece of shit, too. Zero, where'd you go from?
Never thought I'd get to legitimately use a line from Spaceballs, but here we go. How many assholes we have on this ship anyhow?
Not that many, actually. It's mostly just Char and Zero.
just the two, yeah.
Hey.
Jonas Ace, better stats.
Plus 10 to stuff.
And this the most boring fucking ace bonus that has ever been made, which honestly just kind of fits the character.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's not bad by any means, but like, yeah, it's just boring.
Yeah, like plus 10 to all stats is actually a pretty good bonus.
Plus 10 to all stats.
It's
But-
just, it's so fucking bland.
What's more annoying is it's actually more functional than a lot of the stat bonuses, or a lot of the ace bonuses.
Functionality and interest are two very different things.
Yes. It's not over. It's not over. We don't have a victory screen yet.
Does lead us to talk about some of the...
God fucking damn it, game.
Some of the genuinely most interesting ace bonuses in the game, which, like, we'll probably see one of them fairly soon, because Uso, I think, is pretty close to getting ace. Since we had to get him to 50 anyway.
Yeah.
And Uso's ace bonus is honestly just kind of fucking busted.
What's his ace bonus?
Well, he gets plus 20% to final accuracy calculations, which is just
Okay.
like at the end of the day, you just add 20% to his to hit rate. And he just has a 40% chance to evade any attack regardless of normal evasion.
Yeah. He just does a second
He
calculation.
just does a second calculation of a 40% chance to evade any attack on
Okay.
top of his normal evasion. So if his normal evasion is already going to make the attack miss, it still misses. If there's a chance that the attack hits, it rolls that
40%.
chance, and then it rolls against a 40% that it just says, no, it didn't.
He has
Yeah.
a built-in Mirage Code light system.
Yeah, basically. It's just fucking stupid. Daba's ace bonus is kind of interesting and funny. So it only triggers once per map, but first off, it gives 20 max SP to Lilith, his sub-pilot.
Okay.
And once per map, when he reaches 130 or higher morale, he just gets 5 EXC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which, by the way, once per map when he gets 130 or more morale is turn 1.
Yeah, basically.
He starts with 5 extra EXC. He starts with like 8 EXC at a certain
Yeah, so
point.
which means you'll get the X. Then you'll also get all these stuff that triggers when you hit 3 EXE, like the extra range move.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
and
of it.
Good on the other 3 extra EXE.
Yes. J-Deckers is interesting, but only actually useful if you are fielding other Brave Police.
Oh, it's like a boost for every Brave Police.
J-Deckers is all Brave Police units take 10% less damage and deal 10% more damage.
Well, it includes himself.
It includes
so-
It includes
But
himself,
also
but it's
all
like
the others.
it's
Yeah.
it's more useful the more Brave Police you field, but like
Yeah.
Like it is, but like, we're never gonna feel
nah.
Shadow Maru and Kokoro.
No.
Lelouch's ace bonus is actually kind of interesting as well. He also gives SP to his sub-pilot, so he gives 15 max SP to CC. And units that are affected by his tactical command, because he has one of those special
one of the
things,
command
get 3 morale and an EXC.
Okay.
Koji's also... So Koji's ace bonus is he just gets 3 EXC when he sorties and plus 5 morale for every combat he's involved in. So again, he's another one of those ones where you sortie him and he triggers all the stuff you get for 3 EXC.
Yep.
Vans is funny, but God, is it a pain in the ass to trigger? Well, I think it's the only thing in the entire game that requires 170 morale. But it is 40% extra damage during enemy phase.
Yeah. I mean, technically speaking, we have an item that just maxes out someone's morale.
We
so-
do, but it's like It's so fun. You have to actually put all the skills on him to get even able to get 170
break
morale.
limits and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have to get I think 4 or 5 levels of break morale limit on him.
There's 20 additional morale cap just from ship upgrades.
Yeah, but it's still like
Okay. So Shin Getter Dragon is responding to the Fenix. That means the Psycho Frame must be made of Draconium.
Oh god.
Sengar Zonvolts is very funny.
I don't remember what his was.
At 130 plus morale, he just always triggers the direct attack EX action at the start of
He's
his
just always
turn.
attacking.
It's just like, what defense, motherfucker? We've talked before about the ace bonus on Ogami and Taiga, which are just fucking stupid.
Sakura is using his bonus too, because she's like
Plus 20%
20%
hit in the evasion,
hit
and
evade.
Valor becomes love, which is good, but
it just makes her dodgy a sin, considering she uses extra 20% hit and evade on top of
yeah.
normal values.
Yeah, Ogami and Taiga both have the same one, which is just they get 5 to all stats for every adjacent ally to a max of 20, and they take 0 damage when doing support defense.
Yeah.
Which means, of course, you're going to have them next to as many units as possible anyways. Because they can just support defend and tank every hit in the game. Ultraman's ace bonus is also somewhat funny. When an enemy is larger than you, read virtually every enemy in the game.
Everyone.
You deal 20% extra damage. And then we've talked about Kiriko's before as well. Kiriko's is also kind of boring, but not nearly as boring as just like plus 10 to all stats, because his is just Abnormal Survivor activates at 30% rather than 10%, which is like Abnormal Survivor is
still
really
doesn't
fucking,
trigger.
it's really fucking good, but also something has to actually hit Kiriko for it to matter.
Yeah.
Which is even less likely once you put full counter on him.
Put full counter on, and then secretly his ability is already trigger smash hit at the start of every fight without realizing it.
Basically.
Like, it's not what it says it does, but when you have a 100% crit rate. And do like 70% extra crit damage, and
Yeah, they also in range. Okay. One of the other major reasons to use Jonah is he's in a lot of missions.
Yes. Yes, despite it not technically being one of the primary storylines of this game, narrative stuff just shows up a lot.
Yeah. Any vaguely Gundam mission, they just tend to throw him in as a unit. Ah, you made the mistake of being in range of this thing.
I mean, at least this mission's in space, so we can use the good version of the narrative, or the better version that we currently have.
Just stay with that.
Because that's honestly kind of the real only problem with Jonah, is if you're in any sort of ground-based mission, you're forced to use the B packs.
Yeah.
Yep.
By anti-mobile suit combat, we mean anti-everything combat.
There is, by the way, a significant disconnect here between the narrative and the mechanics of the game. Well, it says it's too fast, surrounding it won't work. You absolutely can actually just surround it and stop it from moving.
Doesn't surprise me.
It's not really necessary to do. You can just beat the ever-loving shit out of this thing. But like, if you really want to, you absolutely can just put one unit, like 4 units around it, and it will just be stuck in one spot.
Thank you, Wish, for saving me time. You don't have charge, do you? No. Right.
You seen Rita?
What do you know about Rita? I heard Rita piloted all sorts of Gundams, Mike.
I hope one day we figure out what that question mark skill on Jonah is. It could be anything.
Ah, you just missed. Try again.
Yeah, she just named her lab after herself.
Look, Here's a good example. The unicorn doesn't follow any rhyme or reason for physics or time. Yep, totally disassembled and started away under lock and key.
So how long is the narrative movie again?
Hour and a half.
Like a regular movie length.
It's a movie. Why so?
We've already had more narrative plot in this game than we have in that movie.
I'm pretty sure they cover basically the entirety of narrative in this game.
I mean, for perspective, it's like it's a single novel which makes up half of one volume of the Unicorn manga.
Yeah.
There's not actually a lot of plot to Phoenix hunting / narrative.
Yeah.
Like, literally, the movie is effectively brief things showing the Miracle Children hunting for the Phoenix. The very first like mission we did with them, where he's in the Apex. Phoenix gets away. They think the Phoenix is on a colony. They go to the colony. They fight Zoltan's
Zoltan!
people. A hole gets punched in the colony. They leave. Okay, so then they fight a Neo Zeon. You get CPAX mission or movie over. It's versus the game actually ends up spending more time with narrative than narrative itself does.
Accurate.
right, we have 2 ace chats. One of the few times where we get to see other members of the crew.
This bullshit. I'm the one who mans the guns. I don't know why Mitsuba gets got the H for this.
Sure, solitary ace.
Yeah, may as well pick up black 6.
It's unit we're not going to use and unit we're not going to use.
Basically.
I mean, she's from a Clamp series, yes.
So it is of note. I don't know if it's necessarily worth noting, but it is of note. It is never actually clarified whether Ange is male or female, and the Team Rabbits continually has debate over it.
Well, okay then.
And who goes kind of nuts whenever they pilot up.
Yes.
Whatever the heck the things are.
So,
They have an acronym.
they do.
The Awesomes, AHSMBs, I think is what it is.
Pretty sure. Yeah, we just have all the rabbits. At least those two. Looking to collect Earthling DNA personally. Can't we just... That's not... Okay.
They want your DNA.
Ooh.
I mean, we just leave it lying around all over the place. You can have it.
Because your foot was too close to a toy.
Yes, I know.
Collateral damage. If you want our DNA, there are tons of people on Earth who'll be happy to fuck aliens. They'll give it to you freely.
It's true.
Just a second, I have to untangle a cat.
She had so much room to go around the cable, but she happened to just thread that perfect needle. It's over there. There.
Look, it's a cat. It's only a predator species. It's not its fault it doesn't understand object permanence. Only known for hunting things.
The good thing of Prey's natural instinct is, is to just hold still and freeze. Her vision is based on movement, apparently.
Like a T-Rex.
Exactly.
The most
I'm
fearsome
sorry, I have to
predator.
run out for a little bit, everyone, so I'm going to step out from the stream. Have a good one, y'all.
Yep.
Take care. She is so confused.
Just do the best you can.
Okay. Yep.
A failed rookie.
Oh, kid, better switch to decaf.
There we go.
艦長。燃えてきた。地獄に落ちろ。死んどけ。
僕が直撃を受けている。逃げようとしても無駄だ。遅いんだ。引き裂かれて死ね。
警告がうるせえんだよ。
It's okay. You didn't say any gamer words. You're fine.
just short. All right.
It's 20 past. We probably got time to do the Gyro mission.
Yeah. It's out of way real fast. Since Yuta is technically the ace, but no one knows that Yuta is Gridman. Okay, no one actively acknowledges that Yuta is Gridman to his face.
My hesitation is more that Yuta isn't Gridman. Gridman is Gridman. Gridman and Yuta together are Gridman. It's
Yeah, I know, but no one knows that part.
yes. Like, Gridman does technically exist independent of Yuta, just has to merge with Yuta in order to manifest in the physical realm.
Yeah. Alright.
Does that mean that Gridman is piloting Yuta?
Not according to this.
Not really. Beach episode.
No, that's later.
Smiling Camille always weirds me out. Jesus Christ. I forgot about his eyebrows.
Oh, what? The small monkey child?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go play some volleyball and butt chug gasoline. Connie's here. Nothing bad will happen. There's a slightly interesting thing with just how deep they went into making sure that a handful of missions basically be played at any time. You can recruit Akane as a supporter before
Yes.
actually doing this mission. At which point, it basically plays this mission as a flashback to events that previously occurred.
Yep.
And she apologizes for sending Kaiju to kill you.
Amazing.
Basically, hey, remember that time we went to the beach, playthrough mission? Yeah, I'm sorry for trying to murder you guys.
God damn, he's so creepy.
I know, his middle face doesn't move at all.
Yeah.
Just us, 3 creeps standing over here with everyone else on the beach.
Hey, buddy, aren't you hot?
No.
I have been trying to figure out who Caliber reminds me of, and it's the president from Maggie Lumiere. Just need to put him in a dress.
Return of the Mirage.
They're just moving, like, targeting squares.
Oh, I mean, they're there. It's just they're smaller than pixels. so you can't
I
see
know,
them.
it's just...
And see, I would have liked they kept it up, and whenever you deploy Ultraman, it is just an empty square that has Ultraman in it. I mean, he doesn't change size.
My favorite thing is if it's... So it's like, okay, they're so small, but we're keeping the scale of the map. Yet they're that far away from each other.
They're standing on a beach shouting at each other. I'll get you, Utah!
No, don't come closer!
Just the rest of the team just watching like, it's fine.
The guy's almost a mile away.
Shadow Mara was not able to raise the occasion.
Alright. Let's see. Significantly low level. Has focus 4C.
So
Alright.
my recommendation is run the opposite direction.
Exactly.
Shadow Mara doesn't have to fight shit for this mission. He has to wait 2 turns for everyone else to show up.
Basically.
Sorry. Actress for a sec. I just gotta move. Just gotta get.
Let's see. Hide in this water.
And they reduce damage from B weapons. Yeah, good job, Shadow Mara.
Narrative Gundam isn't allowed to be useful on ground, so we put it in the B packs.
Let's see. Yeah, good enough. How nice of them to move to the exact spot where we're going to spawn. Should have asked about that. Is there a Kane point on this map?
Nope.
Okay, good.
No, this one does not have Akane. The ones that Akane references actually or trying to kill you guys previously don't have Akane points.
Ah, okay.
There's actually a combo that you can play after the point you recruit her into references.
Yeah, quite literally, of the like optional stuff prior to the next story missions, the only thing that has actual optional stuff is the Elgheim ones.
Okay.
They also don't tend to put unlock points in missions that are completely missable, and it is entirely possible to not get this mission.
Yeah.
Doing the Shadow Mar special.
Yeah,
stuff is required.
you have to do the
Kagero
the stuff in the mission where Kagero first shows
to have
up.
this mission open all. This is basically the Kagero recruitment mission for doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unlike a lot of other secret recruitments, it's not just oh, you're doing this mission anyways, and if you did the things, this happens. This is straight up, this mission just does not actually exist if you don't trigger the Kagero stuff.
Yeah. Chapter 4, pretty much just the Elgheim stuff. Optional unlocks for all the missions that occur in this chapter. Most part.
There is stuff in the
missions.
story missions.
Yeah. As far as
'Cause-
side content, it's the Elgheim stuff, and nothing else has special unlocks.
Yeah. Because we have stuff for victory in the victory mission, and then stuff for both the
Yes.
not Cookie
Not
stuff.
Cookie-S,
There's stuff for Gun Sword, and there's actually true ending stuff
Yes.
in the final mission of 4.
Like a true ending choice.
He's a robot. We fixed him. This entire conversation carries some uncomfortable implications about souls. We're not going to think about that. Ninja robot. I've committed crimes, heinous ones, but if I become police, then those are all forgiven. We put on administrative leave for 6 months.
Effectively, it was.
And quietly rehired at a different police department.
Also, they come with a combination attack.
Yep. Bakelos Dungeon. It's the only time you'll ever see this.
Yes.
Was it a perfect combination attack?
Okay, so first and foremost, get your asses on the boat.
Congratulations, you guys are done.
Also, Antony's going to be very disappointed in Philip Gridman.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
I see, despite all odds against the contrary, giant robots are still fighting other giant robots.
And Kaiju.
And kaiju.
All right, now get over here and kill yourselves.
That's not a bad ace bonus.
No. The worship ones are usually fairly good. It won't be different at all.
It'll totally be different. Kagura and Shadowmar will not be on the field at all.
Koji this, but let's start with all the EXC. that's not happening. Out of things I can attack, yeah. Oh, okay. That's not gonna help it. Good to have you, Kagero. Here's all your paperwork.
All right, and that's going to about do it for us for another episode of Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming as we continue playing through Super Robot Wars 30. Thank you all again for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow night with more Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. And on Thursday, we'll be starting up what is sure to be the most riveting entertainment we've ever created here on Sound Goblin Gaming as we talk about 20-year-old TTRPG books. And we'll be right back here next Sunday with more Super Robot Wars 30. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
Hunter Green is over there, and I like torturing my friends.
I don't take part in Thursday streams. I don't give a shit. Have a good one, y'all.